With the new season of Rick and Morty about to hit the airwaves, I thought we'd head back to the days of the NES and play the classic Rick and Morty game. Gosh, who out there does not remember the Rick and Morty game? If you were alive in the 80s, just like the classic Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, you remember classic Rick and Morty on the Nintendo Entertainment System. So let's talk about this game. Rick and Morty is a classic arcade-like experience. It's a lot like the game Alien Syndrome. As a matter of fact, between you and I, this is actually a hacked version of Alien Syndrome, made to look like Rick and Morty. But we're gonna have fun here and pretend like this game has always been. In the one-player experience, you can play as either Rick or Morty, but you can also play two players at once as Rick and Morty.
Wubba lubba dub dub!
Wubba dubba lub lub? Someone wasn't doing their homework when they made this. But what do I know? Maybe that's how it's supposed to sound. Let's hear it.
Wubba dubba dub dub!
Stage 1 is where you're going to take on these oxymoronic green jumbo shrimp volcanoes while trying to rescue Mr. Meeseeks. Once you collect them all, head to the boss, Crumbopulous Michael.
I will kill anyone, anywhere. Children, animals, old people, doesn't matter. I just love killing.
Or maybe this is just a random Grumpflamite. Either way, kick its ass and head to stage 2. But before you get to stage 2, don't forget to gather up your points while Rick and Morty flip you the bird for some reason. In this stage, Morty is rescuing his sister Summer from what are essentially xenomorphs being spit out of floor vaginas. It looks like it's a heavy flow day, too. Speaking of days of the week, this See You Next Tuesday boss is Supernova from the Vindicators episode.
It's the galaxy's faith in the Vindicators that keeps the galaxy secure.
Yeah, I feel safer already.
To destroy her, you literally have to shoot her in the vagina to move on to stage 3. Next up, we get to rescue... Oh, it's Jerry. If anything, this stage is interesting for these green elephant spider monsters who shoot their boobs at you. Those are boobs, right? I guess they could be eyeballs, but I prefer to imagine boobs. Boobs. Where was I? Oh yeah, the boss at this level is the lawnmower dog himself, Snuffles.
Snuffles was my slave name. You shall now call me Snowball, because my fur is pretty and white.
Snowball attacks by throwing bacon and red bones at you. And no, not that kind of red bone. Get your mind out of the gutter. We all know Snowball's missing his testicles anyway.
Where are my testicles, Summer? They were removed. Where have they gone?
I like how when you beat this boss, he's reverted to his simpler, non-exoskeleton self. Okay, onward to stage 4. On stage 4, we find ourselves saving Beth from what I can only call the Incredible Hulk's man parts. Now with pop-up action. So these man parts shoot some kind of substance at you. What it is, I don't even want to know. Eventually, at the end of this level, you will battle Mytholog, which is a manifestation of Beth that Jerry dreams up as a metaphor for how he sees their relationship.
Oh dear God, no. They're codependent! Run!
Deep stuff here, but in the end it doesn't matter. Just take her out, and I don't mean for dinner, but take her out and move on to stage 5. What do we have on stage 5? Morty's here to save the Mortys. It works here because interdimensional travel. Our Morty is seen here taking on what I can only call scrotum monsters. Anyway, collect the Mortys and it's time to get swifty, because it's a Cromulon.
Show me what you got!
After you show them what you've got, it's on to the final stage. Stage 6, find the Ricks as you battle against pretzel intestine aliens who shoot spiders at you. Oh, and have I mentioned we have wall vaginas now? I guess it's actually pretty fitting for a Rick and Morty game, isn't it? But who could the boss be behind these walls of vag?
I'm Pickle Rick!
That's right, Pickle Rick. Take down Pickle Rick, and you've beat the game. Or have you? Nope. We have a final boss, Evil Morty. It took me a while to figure out how to beat Evil Morty. You can't shoot him or his ship directly. Nope. What you have to do is shoot his orbiting green ball. And you have to shoot his ball a lot. So the graphics here are well done as far as the hacked graphics go, and it adds to the overall fun of the game. So if I were to rate this game in fun factor, I would give it a 7 out of 10. But I would say 2 of those points are just for the novelty of it, being Rick and Morty. Otherwise, Alien Syndrome I'd put right down the middle at 5 out of 10. But I'm not saying this is a bad game. The play control is really smooth, it's easy to control your character, so any mistakes you make are generally your own. The challenge here is interesting because the levels themselves are fairly easy. You're just collecting the different characters and getting to the end of the level. What is tough, though, is a lot of the bosses. Especially as you get further into the game, the bosses become harder and harder. The sound here, nothing new. If you've played Alien Syndrome, this has the same sound effects, same background music. It would have been cool had pacnsacdave reprogrammed some of the music to have Rick and Morty themes, but it's not a necessary thing to do in order to enjoy this game. As far as replayability goes, this is an arcade action game, which those games are generally replayable, and especially if you're doing couch co-op with 2 players, which I think is what makes this a good pick for a Rick and Morty game, is that you can have both Rick and Morty on screen at the same time, shooting up them aliens. As far as backup features go, this game is one and done. There's no save feature, unless of course you're using emulation or save states. But really it's a fairly short game. You should be able to get through it within about 20 minutes to a half hour, which is something I really do enjoy about NES games. There's no 40-hour adventure here. It's plug it in, have fun, get out. Simple, easy, dig it. I would say the best feature of this game is it is Rick and Morty you're playing as, but what trumps that are the bosses you fight, because those are graphic hacks that are well done, as well as they are enemies that come from the Rick and Morty TV show. But you can't talk about the best feature without talking about the worst feature, which is the repetitive nature of the game. Every single level is find your allies, blast your way through a single monster of each stage, and fight the boss. And really the only thing that changes up is the boss's attack patterns. So if you like this game and want to try something else that's similar to it, I would say try Alien Syndrome for the NES. And there's a multitude of games like this. But what do you think? Are you excited for Rick and Morty, the game, or the upcoming season? Let us know in the comments. And hey, if you like this video, you can go ahead and give it a like. But even better, you can go ahead and check out our other videos on the channel. We do all kinds of NES games, hacks and homebrews, as well as cover things up to the modern systems such as the Nintendo Switch, PS5, Xbox Series X. So with that being said, thanks for stopping by, and we'll see you soon.